So I want to try to make this discussion relevant to this particular site, but it doesn't make much sense to try to do that without trying to put this site into a broader context, if you know what I mean. So if we say that, just for argument's sake, well, all right, we'll say here's Maryborough and here's Maloney, say, and so it's sort of doing this, yeah. And let's say we're about here, somewhere like this, and let's say, for argument's sake, that just about everything that's up here is sort of flowing past here, for argument's sake, yeah? So there's a lot more catchment that's all going this way here, but if we look at the catchment generally, then we're going to see that there's a whole lot of streams that are feeding in like this, and there's a lot of water going past this point, and that if we were to sort of turn that stream into a straight line, that it's going to start up in the mountains here at Maloney, and here's Maryborough down here. Then it's going to start off pretty steep, isn't it? And then it's going to go down like this, and by the time it gets down to where those shorebirds are, it's going to be relatively flat, yep. And there's going to be some different characteristics of the stream in those places, and so these steep headwater streams are going to tend to have like big boulder cascades and stuff like that, yeah. It's going to be steep. They're going to be boulders, rocky stuff like that. And then when you get down through this middle section here, then you're going to have cobbles and gravel and moving through into coarse sand and finer sand and stuff like that. And then as you get through here, you're going to go through minor sands and silts and clays and suspended material and so on like that more so, yeah? So all that fine material is going to be moving through here, but if you look at the profile or the cross-section through there, it's going to be, in generally, it's going to be bigger particles here and smaller particles down there. That's general sort of a trend, right? So that's looking at that, we'll say that's looking at the long section, you with me? Long section, side on, yep. Okay, long section.
Plan and elevation.
Eh?
A plan and elevation.
A plan and a side elevation, yeah? Okay, so now if we have a look at so here's this side elevation. So if we were to take a cross section through here, then the cross section in through here is going to be relatively steep sided, yeah? With these big pieces. And then by the time we get down here and we take a cross section through here, then we're going to find that it's going to be really quite shallow, and it's not going to have just erosional features, it's going to have different depositional features. It's going to have little sand ripples and stuff like that, and all those little riffly materials and so on, yep. And in through this zone through here, this is, like if we say that's the main erosion zone, this is a big transport zone, and that's a depositional zone, then this bit through here, this middle bit through here, the cross-section of it is going to be somewhere between that and this, okay? Now the lower the energy is, the more it's going to be like that. The higher the energy is, the more it's going to be like that, yep? And so at the moment where you've got relatively high energy, you've got very steep banks and so on breaking away through here. Now, if we take a cross-section through here and try to average that, then let's say we go all the way from up near the house, all the way down, and so we go up near the house here, well out of the flood reach, and down here, then you might have the stockyards here, then you might have something might be a pigsty down here, then you might come down here a little bit further, and then you might have the first bit of fence that you lose sometimes. You come down here and then you might have a bit of a lagoon, you might have a bit of a flat down here where you lose the fences every year, and you got another fence down here where you lose it every year, and you come down here and things are all fairly wet, say. Alright. So how do we define the river? Do we define the river as that? Or that? Or that? Or this is, we'll say this is 1893. Okay? Or we're going to say this is 1974. This is about probabilities, isn't it? Okay, of where we're going to go through here. Now, alright, so say that's what this looks more or less like.